We do have some video coming in for Britt, and do we have her on the phone actually? Okay, so this is actually Brittany, the video that she's showing. Look at that. That is gigantic. A wall cloud right there, basically hanging close to the ground. This is the area of concern. This is the area of rotation. This is where a tornado could be forming at this time. This is the reason why this thunderstorm is now under a tornado warning. This is to the north of Bushland. We're along Interstate 40 right now. They are looking to the north. The good news is the supercell is moving away from Bushland. It's moving out over open ranch land. There's Jay McCoy in the foreground, and he is moving along Interstate 40. But again, this is the area of concern right here. There could be a tornado forming at any moment. And so for you folks that live north of Bushland or in the city of Bushland, you need to be in your place of safety at this time. Like we have been saying, get away from the windows, go to the center of the structure, lowest level, away from the outside walls, and protect yourself from the possibility of the severe weather. Now, this is our Canyon-Eway tower camera, and we are looking back to the west-southwest. Chris, can you move the camera back toward the west-northwest maybe? And we'll get a better idea of what we're looking at. Of course, the thunderstorm is to our west on I-40 and now to the northwest of us and moving away from the city of Amarillo. So even though Potter County is under a warning right now for a tornado, this does not include Amarillo proper. This includes the county, the part of the county out to the west of us along the county line with Oldham County. And this is the thunderstorm that may be producing the tornado right here. I believe it is, or at least producing possibly a tornado, but it is moving away from the city limits. Okay, let's go back to Britt, and here's some more video. Very ominous looking cloud, and very ominous looking cloud, and thunderstorm activity. The wall cloud, it's low hanging, it's running into low level moisture, so I'm afraid we're just now starting with this tornadic event. But again, here is Bushland in the foreground. You see the homes located north of the interstate, and we're looking to this supercell moving further off to the north away from the city. Chris?
Okay, John, just getting a call from Jay McCoy, and they're at about Tascosa Road. They think they may have seen a tornado touchdown on the ground. Very difficult to see at the moment.
Absolutely, and again, you can definitely see this rotation right here.
Okay, man.
And the thunderstorms are moving slowly. So again, if there's a tornado on the ground, it may be on the ground for quite a while. But the good news is it's north of the city of Bushland, moving away from Bushland. But again, for any homes located north of the interstate, you're still in harm's way. So you need to be in your place of safety at this time. Center of the house, lowest level, or go to a basement or cellar or to a safe room to get away from the tornado. By the way, we do have a brand new tornado warning coming out. This one is for Beaver County, Oklahoma. Chris Martin, go up to Beaver County very quickly, and we'll get back to Brittany in just a second. That is so impressive, but let's go up to Beaver County very quickly and talk about this tornado warning. Then we'll get back to Brittany's information here in just a moment. A brand new tornado warning has just now been issued for our friends up in Beaver County at 4:04 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 4 miles southeast of Turpin or 16 miles west of Beaver, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So we're talking about this area right here. Again, a tornado warning now out for Beaver County until 4:45. Right here is Forgan. Here is the town of Beaver. So this supercell thunderstorm and the possible tornado well out to the east of the city of Beaver, but it's moving off to the northeast. And again, it will be affecting the rural areas of Beaver County. But for you folks, again, located close to the town of Turpin or 16 miles west of Beaver, a tornado possible at this time, moving off to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour. We will watch it for you. Go to your place of safety in Beaver County. Now, let's get back to Brittany Trumpy and the thunderstorm that we have the tornado on right now, or at least that threat of one. We have Jay McCoy and Brittany watching this thunderstorm right here, and they are on Highway 1061 looking back to the northwest, a very ominous looking sight. Look how low that wall cloud is. Very possibly a tornado forming at this time. Jay McCoy thinks that they may have had a brief tornado touchdown. They're not sure. Again, hard to see from this point, but again, you'll notice how the ground is hugging, or the thunderstorm is hugging the ground, indicating that there's plenty of moisture for it to tap into. And look closely at the wall cloud. It doesn't look like it's rotating at all, but that is a misnomer because there very possibly is something going on within that thunderstorm that we don't see. Brittany is repositioning the camera right now. This is live, by the way. We're seeing it live on KAMR Local 4. We're also seeing it live on myhighplains.com and on Fox 14. A situation out to the west of Amarillo right now, a wall cloud hugging the ground just north of Bushland, a tornado possibly within this black mass right here to the north of Bushland. But the good news is the supercell is drifting to the north away from the city of Bushland. It is not headed toward Amarillo. Amarillo is back to the east of it, so this thunderstorm will bypass Amarillo to the north. Britt, we have you on the phone. Tell us exactly where you are and what you're seeing from your perspective. Britt, do we have you?
An extremely low hanging wall cloud. We can't confirm anything on the ground as of right now because it is just pitch black in the center of this storm, but the entire structure seems to be rotating at this point. Again, we are also seeing some hills in the distance, so we can't really tell what is on the other side of that hill, but again, this whole entire wall cloud was hanging extremely low when we first pulled up, and it has just gotten extremely dark under the structure.
And Brittany, again, from your position, can you actually see the wall cloud actually rotating from your position?
Yes, we can. We can see the entire wall cloud as well as some of the further out structure wrapping around the entire thing. We also have a pretty solid inflow. If I pan over that direction, you can see that inflow kind of being pulled into the system.
Yep.
It's pretty significantly rotating the entire structure at this point.
Okay, and Brittany, again, this thunderstorm is located north of Bushland. Is that correct?
Correct. We were in Bushland. Now it is moved north of that area.
Okay. So the thunderstorm itself is actually moving away from these homes in Bushland.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, that's good news. But again, so Brittany continues to watch this. This is live TV. This is happening right now, just about 25 miles to the west of Amarillo, to the north of Bushland. And again, good news for our friends in Bushland and back to the south toward the interstate. The supercell thunderstorm is north of the city of Bushland and moving away from Bushland. Now, next in line would be Highway 1061 Tascosa Road as it makes its way out toward Boys Ranch eventually. But again, this thunderstorm is a slow mover, but it is very, very dark. And again, according to Britt, there may be a tornado that's within this black mass, but she's not able to see it because of the thunderstorm and how low it is to the ground. Chris Martin, if you could get back over to the thunderstorm that's over at Bushland for me real quick. Tornado warning continues for Beaver County. No confirmation of a tornado, but we're watching it for you. Okay, so let's continue on with our tornado warning for our friends out at Bushland. This is a continuation. Also, not only do we have to worry about the tornado, but reports of possibly baseball-sized hail coming out of this thunderstorm. Hail to the size of 2 3/4 inch, hitting the ground at 80 to 90 miles per hour. Now, according to the National Weather Service, at 4:09 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 6 miles northeast of Bushland or 11 miles northwest of Amarillo, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Chris, can you put the path, the track on it as to where this will be going? And let's see if it's going to stay out to the north and west of Amarillo. It looks like it will, but assuming that it's going at 30 miles to the northeast, the movement would put it into, well, the towns of Marsh and Puente at 4:37 p.m., the townships, if you will. So this is the direction of travel. The good news is this thunderstorm is staying out over open country. Now, if you're traveling along Highway 1061, like you're going up toward, say, Boys Ranch, eventually you're going to impact this thunderstorm. It's going to move over the top of you, but again, a very dynamic situation. You saw the live shots coming in from Brittany just moments ago of the thunderstorm basically dragging the ground. That's the wall cloud. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there's a tornado that's on the ground, but very possibly there could be, and the problem is the visibility is 0, so if you're in the path of this storm, you may not know that. Chris?
A live look on Weather 2 of that storm, at least the southeast side of that storm.
Weather 2, please.
On the left-hand side of the screen, it looked like for just a moment or two, Dan Morgan, our production manager, pointed out, it looked like we had a lowering from this angle, but it's a little bit more difficult to see. But that's what we're looking at the moment.
Very, very interesting. So this is from our tower camera on the Canyon E-Way, located on Southwestern Street and I-27. We're looking back to the northwest toward this supercell thunderstorm right here. Chris, can you scoot the camera around maybe 5 degrees to the north? Go back. There you go. Keep going a little bit more. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right here. Here's the low-hanging wall cloud that Brittany and Jay McCoy are watching. Again, possibly a lowering from this wall cloud. This is where the tornado would be if it forms. Now, remember this. If the sun is behind you and you're looking toward a tornado, quite often that tornado will appear to be white in color, but if the sun is on the opposite side of the thunderstorm that you're looking at, that tornado may appear to be dark green or black in color. So the sun's angle has a lot to do with how you perceive what the tornado looks like. So again, here is northwest Amarillo right here in the foreground. Here is the land, and then here is the wall cloud dragging the ground, literally dragging the ground. Now, what is a wall cloud? Basically, it's the most intense updraft portion of a thunderstorm. As air rises, it cools and it condenses instantly, so it creates the secondary cloud known as a wall cloud. So right here would be the base of the thunderstorm, and then you have the wall cloud dragging the ground, and it's from this wall cloud where the most intense area of rotation would be, the updraft feeding the entire thunderstorm complex, and quite often this is where a tornado would form. Now, we are not seeing that presently, but this is where there has been a concern. Our program manager, Dan Morgan, thought he might have seen a lowering while ago. He's helping us watch this. Also, Brittany Trumpy and Jay McCoy thought they may have had a brief tornado touchdown. They are watching it for us. By the way, good news here, the Spearman tornado warning is being allowed to expire. For you folks up at Spearman, you can breathe a sigh of relief. The tornado warning for your community and for your county, Hansford County, has been allowed to expire. We are getting reports of tennis ball size hail just northwest of the city. So tennis ball size hail being thrown out of the supercell thunderstorm. Now remember this, if hail is falling, if you will, close to the center of rotation, a lot of times it can be hurled at an angle away from the thunderstorm. In other words, it has a horizontal component to it as it falls toward the earth, and that can break out windows. So something we are watching, look at this right here. That is extremely violent, very dangerous. Possibly we have something trying to form right there. We're watching it for you. There is the ground. There is the base of the wall cloud. And again, possibly something coming down. Do we have Brittany and Jay on the phone? Can they give us a live shot from their position, or are they repositioning at this time? Chris, would you go ahead and turn the camera lit? There you go. Thank you.
Hi, John.
Go ahead, Britt.
Hi, John. Yeah, sorry. Right now we are driving north to try and get further ahead of her. We've lost a little bit of a visual with some of the hills and things like that. But as of right now, we really can't see anything too distinct. We'll be in position in about 5 minutes.
Okay, Brittany, so once again, you're driving north and you're kind of repositioning. You're not seeing anything at this time, but you're definitely watching the same storm that we are seeing from our Canyon Anyway tower camera. Chris, the camera from downtown, could we get a good view from that? Maybe that'll give us an idea of seeing the supercell also. We might be able to zoom into it a little bit more than we are on our Canyon Anyway tower camera. And Chris, if you could lift it up just a little bit, the camera angle just a little bit, so we have the surface above the banner right there. Let's get an idea of what Britt is seeing. There you go. That's good. Okay, so, and then kind of go around another couple of degrees to the north. The thunderstorm is moving away from us, but again, this is the area of concern right here. So thank you, Chris. Right there is the wall cloud. And again, we're looking at the most intense updraft portion of the thunderstorm. And again, this is where Brittany's been watching this for us. By the way, storm near Canyon going severe. Chris Martin, very quickly, Chris, I tell you what, he is such a great person to work with. Chris, do me a favor, take a look at radar. Let's go to Interstate 27, Amarillo and Canyon. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning coming out right now. Let's go over, there we go. So we're getting away from our tornado warning for just a moment to let you know about this thunderstorm right here. It's over the city of Canyon. Let me read this to you. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning out right now for a thunderstorm near Canyon, and it is moving north along I-27 in Western, and there could be some half-dollar size hail. So hail up to the size of 1.5-inch diameter hailstones. That would be half-dollar to ping-pong ball size hail, moving out of Canyon, now moving north into the southern side of the city of Amarillo. We are about to have our day as far as severe weather locally right over the city limits. These three thunderstorms are going to be tracking right over the city, so something we want to keep an eye on. Chris, if you will, go ahead and show the city of Amarillo and zoom out just a little bit so we can see Canyon and Amarillo. and we'll get a sense as to where these thunderstorms are. So right here's the city. Here's the brand new severe thunderstorm warning that we have going out. This runs until 4:45. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, Canyon, Lake Tanglewood, I-27, the city of Amarillo. 60-mile-per-hour winds, and right now we have half-dollar size hail that could fall from this thunderstorm around the city of Canyon. This activity moving north. You see the polygon right there, the yellow one. That's the direction of travel of this thunderstorm. So it's about to enter into the south side of the city of Amarillo. Of course, it's now 4:15. A lot of folks starting to get home from work, or maybe folks from school. You need to be in your place of safety at this time. We are starting to see thunderstorms now move into the Amarillo City area itself, into Amarillo proper. So if you have family, you might want to call them and say, hey, look, we have severe weather about to move into the city of Amarillo. This is a very dangerous day. We want everybody to be in their place of safety if at all possible. Just as a side note, by the way, the Sod Poodles game tonight has been canceled. I believe a doubleheader will be played maybe tomorrow or the next day. But again, the Sod Poodles game tonight has been canceled. We have other events in downtown Amarillo that more than likely will be postponed or canceled. And again, we're about to have some strong thunderstorms to severe thunderstorms move into the city of Amarillo. The tornadic supercell is going to stay northwest of town. That's good news. Our friends in Bishop Hills very close to it, but it looks like the tornadic supercell is going to bypass Amarillo and make its way further up the highway. Now, we do have to worry about Highway 1061, the Tascosa Highway, if you will, being impacted by this thunderstorm. And this is where we have Brittany, and this is where Jay McCoy storm chasing. Right now, you see the area of concern. We call it the couplet of concern right here to the north of Bishop Hills. A lot of motion. This is the Doppler presentation. Green moving toward the radar, red moving away. Red, what? Well, those are particles in the air that tell us what the wind streams are doing. And so the green wind shows winds blowing toward the radar. The red winds show winds blowing away. This is the area of concern where you see the mixture right there. So this is just north of Bishop Hills. It continues to move off to the north and east, and eventually may make its way over Highway 287 close to the Tierra Grande area, or just north of Tierra Grande, as it makes its way into northern Potter County. So we do continue with a tornado warning. By the way, some more information coming in at 4:16 p.m. So 4:16 p.m., that is about 3 minutes ago. At 4:16 p.m., a funnel cloud was located 9 miles northeast of Bushland, or 11 miles northwest of Amarillo, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So again, a tornado, or at least a funnel cloud, has been confirmed in this area right here, and this is the couplet of concern moving off to the northeast. A funnel cloud was spotted just moments ago and moving up to the northeast of the city of Amarillo. For our friends that are here in the city of Amarillo, we need you to be on your high alert. Thunderstorms now moving into the area. By the way, sheriff's officer and residents are monitoring storms north of Pantex. Thunderstorms are now developing just northeast of town. Look at the scud cloudiness associated with this what is the supercell thunderstorm bypassing Amarillo to the north, but it is going to be moving away from the city. I would like to have one of our storm chase teams, if they're available, to go down I-27 and follow this thunderstorm into the central part of the city. It is more than likely going to be producing some hail, but there is that threat that we may have a tornado that could form, so we want to watch everything for you. This cell right here, which may have a funnel cloud forming at this time, is going to stay northwest of the city of Amarillo and move away from us. So this one for the city limits proper will be moving away from us, but for our friends well north of Amarillo on I-20, 287, up around the Tierra Grande area, back over toward the Brick Plant Road area, north of River Road, north of Rolling Hills. This thunderstorm is going to be migrating your way. Look at that right there. Very impressive wall cloud, very impressive lowering. And again, we know that we've had reports of funnel clouds, maybe a brief tornado touchdown. Okay, let's go to Brittany. She now has a picture for us. Look at that right there. My goodness. Interstate 40, that's where they are, I believe, maybe, or they're on, maybe they're on 1061. Okay, they are looking back to the northwest toward the wall cloud, barely above the ground. But at the present time, okay, Britt, we do have you, and we have audio. Tell us where you are and what you see.
Hi, John. Yeah, right now we are looking back towards that storm again. There is still a lot of rotation with this storm. If you really focus on these clouds, you can feel all of the energy being pulled in. We have a whole lot of cold air being pulled into this storm right now. And if we focus structure being pulled in right there and rotating. I mean, this storm is kind of impressive.
A lot of wind out there, so we are hearing Brittany, and then we kind of lose her from time to time. But what she is saying, that we have a very impressive cloud structure with the supercell thunderstorm. This right here is the bottom of the wall cloud, and so excuse me, if a tornado were to form, it would be in this area right here or close to the wall cloud area. Brittany is not seeing that right now, but she is seeing some very impressive cloud structure. Again, this entire complex rotating counterclockwise. We have an area of a thunderstorm in a supercell called the mesocyclone. The meso area is the small area where the thunderstorm produces the wall cloud, and from that wall cloud, we then can get the counterclockwise flow that might be a tornado. By the way, cyclonic flow is counterclockwise flow, so anything that rotates counterclockwise is rotating cyclonically. So the majority of tornadoes rotate counterclockwise, so they're rotating cyclonically. But again, a very impressive shot right there from Brittany, and again, looking at the darkness of the cloud. Britt, if you're back, can you hear me? Can you give us some more information about what's going on? Okay, we're still having a little bit of difficulty with getting her back on the line. Again, Chris, very quickly, while we're watching the storm and we're getting Britt back, look at that. That is so impressive. Let's go back to the radar very quickly and watch the storm coming into Amarillo, because it is severe. And let's take a look at it very quickly. This has a lot of hail with it along Interstate 27. There is Hunsley Hills. There's the city of Canyon right there. We have Kimbrough Memorial Stadium right here at the Y. And now this elongated area of hail making its way into the south side of the city. The loop is about right here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Potter and Randall counties. This runs until 4:45. Good news. The tornado warning for Carson and Potter has expired. That's not the one over Bushland. Okay, let's go back to Brittany's video. The tornado warning for the northeast part of the Panhandle, for the northeast part of Potter County, has expired, but this is the one that Brittany's on. This is still an active tornado warning, and again, what a very impressive wall cloud area right here. And again, you can see the bottom of it. Looks like they are on Interstate 40, looking back toward the base of this wall cloud. And at one point we had a funnel cloud that formed. At one point Jay McCoy thought he had an actual tornado that came down. Right now it just looks like the wall cloud is basically hugging the ground, and it is moving off to the northeast or northwest of Amarillo. That's good news. It's moving off to the northwest, but it is not tornadic at this time. Okay, new tornado warning coming out. Okay, new tornado warning coming out. For Carson and Potter counties, at 4:24 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 11 miles northwest of Amarillo, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. We do have the video coming in from Jay McCoy and Brittany, so they are issuing a new tornado warning. This is not a continuance of the tornado warning. This is a brand new one right here. I know we have a lot of polygons going on here, but imagine, if you will, this is the area of concern right here, the couplet of rotation, the couplet of concern. Again, a brand new tornado warning now being issued for Carson and Potter counties. This runs until 5:15. At 4:24 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 11 miles northwest of Amarillo, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. That keeps it north of the metro area, but again, an impressive couplet starting to form and possibly a tornado forming at this time. Let's go back to Brittany's video if we can, if she's back on the line. So we're watching this area right here. Again, a very impressive supercell thunderstorm. Again, this is the updraft portion, possible wall cloud forming. It looks a little bit ragged right now, but there could be a funnel cloud that forms underneath it very quickly. Right now you see the Interstate 40, so they are along the interstate looking back to the north as this thunderstorm tracks to the northwest of Amarillo, but a brand new tornado warning now being issued on the storm. It runs until 5:15. At 4:24 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 11 miles to the northwest of Amarillo, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. By the way, we're now getting reports of almost penny-sized hail coming in with this thunderstorm into the south side of Amarillo. So for Amarillo proper, we don't have a tornado warning out, but we are getting reports of penny to possibly nickel to quarter-size hail with this thunderstorm.